the road to Wolf 420 Supernatural Reviews so far. Originally, the Grim Reaper, formerly known as Shinobi Wolf, a duplicate, has sent Wolf 420 back because he was important. He had work to do because it's the never-ending story. But, alas, things began to happen. The Light Wolf accidentally went to another world and discovered the evil Meta from a parallel universe, who now is coming to the Wolf 420 universe to take over. Meanwhile, the Wolf 420 verse is reviewing the supernatural episodes and having many internal conflicts as well. And then the evil Meta came. The footage was lost because the evil Meta hid it. But the evil Meta came. And he used his powers and sent Dude Wolf, Light Wolf, and Meta Wolf into the parallel universe. And now he is running the Wolf 420 studio. I shouldn't even be here telling you this. It's me, Future Meta, as well as the narrator, as well as the Meta when I need to be. But that's what happened. Everyone has to be careful. Just pretend that the evil Meta is Meta, and you may just live. Don't blink.
And what is up, beautiful people? Wolf 420 here, and welcome back to Wolf 420 Supernatural Review. And here we go with Supernatural Season 13, Episode 10, entitled Wayward Sisters. So let's begin, shall we? So we started off this week with an interesting, the road so far recap has, this interesting song playing like that. I am the fire. And it's, really cool, song playing. And it's showing scenes from throughout the seasons of the women, Jody and Donna and Patience and Alex and Claire and Kaya even. And they show this, and they're doing this recap thing, and then it shows what's happened with Sam and Dean being stranded in the other world, and it's showing all the stuff, and it's really interesting, and I'm guessing that the song and scenes from throughout the seasons of the women is going to be the the title segment for the Wayward Sisters show, I'm guessing, and that'd be really cool. I kind of like that. So yeah, and then we cut to now, and it shows some dudes in a shack with a little girl tied up in a corner, and I'm like, OMG. And then one of the dudes is messing around, talking to the girl, and the other dude is like, don't play with your food. And I'm like, okay, well, at least they're gonna eat her. At least it's not darker than that, but still they're gonna eat her. What the fuck? But okay. So the one dude looks at the little girl and says knock knock, and she, he forces her to play along, and she says who's there, and then he looks down and he looks back up and he shows his wolfy face. What wolfy face? I put my wolfy face on that. Anyways, yeah. wolfy face. Anyways, so the dude shows his wolfy face, and the little girl screams, scares the shit out of the little girl, and all of a sudden, they see a car, they see headlights pulling in, and eventually Claire comes to the door wielding a package, and she's like, "It's a package for you," and he's like, "No, it ain't," and she's like, "I'm sure your name's on the package," and he looks down, and on the package it says, "Mr. Werewolf," and I was like, as I suspected, it was a werewolf. After he showed his wolfy face. Wolfy face. Anyways, so, yes, he showed his wolfy face, and she had Mr. Werewolf written on the package, and inside the package was a shotgun, blew the dude away. That was interesting. And then she, says the little girl's name, and told her she'll be with her in a minute, and then she starts trying to catch the other one, and the other one gets away eventually, and then he pounces on her, and then they fight, and she tussles him down to the floor, she runs him through with a knife, and she says, "I kill monsters," and it was pretty cool. So Claire kicked their asses, and then she's untying the little girl, and the little girl looks on in horror, and Claire's standing there, and she's like, "There's a werewolf bitch behind me, isn't there?" Then she turns around and blows her away. Easy peasy. And, yeah, rescues the little girl, all's good. Then she gets the little girl back to her mom and her little girl are having a reunion, and Claire gets a phone call from Jody, and Jody says, "It's Sam and Dean. They are missing. They were on a hunting trip, and I haven't heard from them in a few days." And it was just like in the first episode of Supernatural, where Dean says to Sam, "Sammy, Dad's missing. He's on a hunting trip, and I haven't heard from him in a few days." Yeah, that was cool. Awesome parallel to this first episode of Supernatural. This werewolf sisters thing is pretty cool. I'm thinking I kind of like it. So we get that situation. It shows a clip of Sam and Dean in the other world. It shows, Claire talking to Jody, and, boom, cut away to the title screen, Supernatural, with the Nephilim eyeball for the Season 13 logo. And, yeah. Go ninja, go ninja, go. 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 Ah! Yo ho ho. Pirate Wolf in the house. Pirate Wolf. Oi, what the fuck do you want? Well, Shinobi Wolf. Meta went out on a heist trip. And he hasn't been back in a few days, and I haven't been hearing from him. We'll have to find out what happened to him. Let's go get him then. Yes. Let us be doing it then. Wait. I'll use these. And so. And we shall find him. Okay then, let us be doing this.
Yes.
Then, shall we?
I can use the magic wand to make spells and things happen, and I can use the dagger to run them through. Like this.
Maybe having me sword.
And now I'm over here. And I
Could be using a magic wand and a dagger.
before I landed. Yeah, you damn right we are.
Ninjas are cool.
Let's go.
Sword pirates. Yo ho ho. Alright, let us go. Okay, so after the Season 13 Supernatural logo, we cut to, we pan over a shot of a car driving into Sioux Falls, and turns out it's Claire pulling up into Jody's place, and Claire enters the house, and the women, the girls are reunited, and Patience and Claire are introduced to each other, and they're talking, and, you know, Jody finds, you know, eventually tells Claire that Patience had a vision of Claire's death. And Claire doesn't believe it right away, and all that, you know, and they have their battle, you know, their you know, squabble back and forth, and, you know, there's a lot of emotions. It's really cool. The girls, you know, they got a lot. There's, you know, they got a good build-up going on here. I really got to admit that they have a really good build-up going on here for Wayward Sisters. Kind of can't wait for it to come back. So, yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to say I forgot earlier is that last week we had a moment when Sam and Dean were talking to Jack, and, you know, I shot Kripke because I thought he turned Jack into a villain, but then after that we had the scene with Jack and Sam and Dean, and, you know, they thought that maybe Jack was searching for Lucifer, and Jack was like, Lucifer is nothing to me. You guys are my family, you and Castiel. And that was beautiful. That was great. The brothers, and, yeah, and baby Cass. Yeah. So that was cool. Anyways, so we continue on with the girls, you know, talking, all that. Well, you know, eventually Claire shows up at Alex's job at the hospital to talk to Alex, and she's investigating, you know, she's working the case. And we get her talking to her, and she finally asks her to bring up a Jane Doe. And Alex double-checked Jane Doe's again, and a new one had popped up. And so Claire goes to find the new Jane Doe, and it turns out it is Kaya. In fact, it is indeed Kaya. And Claire tries to talk to Kaya, but Kaya runs away and cuts her off with the hospital tray and you know, all that. Well, outside, Claire runs into Kaya, and Claire and Kaya are accosted by a Tengu warrior. And so apparently they're fighting Ivanus. So Claire and Kaya are accosted by a Tengu warrior, and, you know, Claire tries to fight it. She gets thrown back. You know, she gets a hit on it, but she gets thrown back. And Jody comes along and shoots the thing, and Claire comes along and stabs the thing up through the throat, and it spills goo everywhere. And I was like, that is in fact a Tengu warrior from Ivanus. So we have Claire and Jody kill a Tengu warrior, and I suppose it would be Go Go Wayward Sisters, Go Go Wayward Sisters, Go Go Wayward Sisters, you mighty morphin' Wayward Sisters. Yeah. We have the Mighty Morphin Wayward Sisters now. And that's funny. That's cool. So they create a new creature for the girls to fight, and it's going to be interesting. Yeah. So after they kill the thing, they cut back to them shipping the thing inside to the hospital and performing an autopsy, trying to find out what the fuck the thing is. And yeah.
Oh, dude, Meta, dude, this is totally heinous and not rad, bro. What are we gonna do, dude?
I don't know, dude, Wolf. I don't know. Where's Wolf?
Dude, he said he was gonna go, discover the lay of the land by himself. He said he'd be better off, like a total dildo, dude. Then he just, stormed off,
Let's
dude.
just keep going. Son of a bitch. So then the women load the Tengu warrior up into the house, and they begin performing an autopsy on the creature and trying to figure out what it looks like. And they're saying, what's under the mask, and they'll say, let's find out. And then they cut away to Claire and Kaya talking outside, and Claire and Kaya are talking, and Kaya talks about the creatures, saying that they hunt in packs, and once they get a scent, they never let go of it. and all that. And Claire's like, do you fight them? And Kaya's like, no, I run. And Claire sees the cut on Kaya's arm and asks if the creatures did that. And she's like, yeah, and then there's others. And Claire begins to tell her that there's others too. And, she starts showing off some of her battle scars and whatnot. And then she had a funny scene where she had a little scar on her forehead, and it was because she had a doorknob, when she tripped and fell one time. And they have a laugh and all that. So then Claire asks Kaya what happened, and Kaya begins to tell her, and they cut away back to the girls performing the autopsy on the creature. They take the mask off, and they show that it's got some ugly looking face. Like, whoa. And the creature's laying there dead, and they checking it all out, and so they continue on like that, and then Kaya comes in, and Claire and Kaya come into the room and tell them that what happened with Sam and Dean, and they figure that the door is probably still open, so the creatures are there and all that. And then they cut away to it. Well, Kaya says that if they're there, they're already dead, and then they cut away to Sam and Dean finally. Like, this is after the first commercial break, and it's been so long in the episode and all that, but they had to set up the girls' storyline for the Wayward Sisters and all that, but still. Yeah. Then we finally had Sam and Dean, and they got a lizard cooking on a fire, and Dean's taking a bite of it, and he shakes his head like, it's not too bad. And Sam's like, if you're going to tell me it tastes like chicken, and Dean's like, no, Sam, it's a lizard. It tastes like a lizard. So they're talking back and forth. They think eventually that the door's probably shut, and they probably are actually going to have to stay living there. And they hear a creature, and they're like, we're not going to stick around and find out. This funny scene though, as they take off running, Dean runs back and he grabs the lizard off the fire pit. He's like, I ain't leaving my lizard behind, and he takes off with his lizard. And so then it turns out that there's a shadowy, cloaked figure with a spear watching them from around the corner, and it cuts back to the women, and Patience is about to leave. Alex is trying to talking her into staying maybe, and as Patience begins to leave with her bag packed and she goes to go put it in her car, she suddenly drops the bag and she has a vision of a swarm of Tengu warriors busting into Jody's house. And she runs back inside. She tells everybody that they got to leave now because they're coming. And then in a little bit, they talk about this for a little bit. They dispute it a little bit, and then they come along and they cut away and they cut back to the scene with a swarm of Tengu warriors busting into Jody's house. So the vision was correct. Turns out they're watching it on a cell phone and driving away from the place. And Patience is like, so you believe me now? And yeah. So they cut away.
Well, shit. Well, bloody ghost costumes are blank now. What are we doing? Well, God damn it, Shinobi. That's exactly what time to get around for dying. Well, we haven't found out to talk yet. What's happening? What the fuck you want?
Pirate. Shinobi.
Oh. You don't say.
Future meta here. And there's something you must know.
Isn't that
the meta
just
what do we want here? Great. Doing the review right now.
Alright,
it's not in fact our meta.
You don't say. Future meta.
It's the evil meta.
I
from
guess.
The alternate universe.
We're just gonna have to
be careful.
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
We send meta,
bloody hell,
dude,
and White Wolf
to the apocalyptic universe. They're stuck there. We're gonna have to figure out how to bring them back.
We'll play it cool for now.
For now, just be careful.
Pirates Wolf into his ass.
Future meta. Out.
What the deuce was that? I don't know why that keeps happening.
why it keeps, like, cutting away from my review. You know, like, everything goes all funky, and then we come back to me. Like, what's going on here? Alright. So, the cars pulled into a parking lot. It turns out they'd been driving all night, and they pulled into a parking lot, and Jody said, we're taking a breather. You know, as the girls asked why they stopped, Jody said, we're taking a breather, and I called in some backup. So, up pulls this badass truck, and it's Sheriff Donna, and she's talking, she hugs everybody, you know, reunited with Sheriff Donna, and she pulls out a bunch of weapons out of her truck, and Patience is like, why do you have all that? And Donna's like, because I'm from Missouri. And he's great. So Sheriff Donna's funny, you know, I love Sheriff Donna, she's great. So it cuts back to Sam and Dean after a bit, and it shows them wandering in the crazy world, and they get accosted by the black-robed figure that was watching them earlier, and she totally kicks Sam and Dean's ass. I'm like, really? Damn. Or it. Yeah. It totally kicks Sam and Dean's ass, and I'm like, really? Wow. Anyways, we come back to the girls, and Jody tells Claire that she's going to need her to watch over the girls and protect them, and Claire accepts it. Jody's kind of surprised, but Claire's got a lot going on right now, you know. So they show this, and they cut to Donna and Jody walking into the ship and the shipyard, and all along the walls is my favorite food, extra crispy angel wings. And yeah, so Donna and Jody are wandering around the ship where Sam and Dean had disappeared, and eventually they find the tear in the space. It's a crack in the universe! Doctor! Nope. No Super Hootlock. I don't really care about Sherlock, but Supernatural Doctor Who, that'd be kind of tight. Yeah. Anyways, so it cuts back to the girls talking out in the parking lot. Kaya and Claire are talking, and Kaya's decided that she'll go into the world with Claire, and maybe they'll be able to save Sam and Dean. And then it cuts back to Jody and Donna, and they're accosted by a swarm of the Tengu warriors, and they get stuck in a car with the Tengu warriors swarming them, and they eventually start to fight their way out. And meanwhile, the girls had not heard, or, you know, Claire called and they didn't answer. So Claire's like, I'm worried about them. Let's go in. And the girls gang up and go in. And Jody and Donna are pinned down. They're about to get eaten. And Claire busts in with a flamethrower and charbroils the Tengu warriors' asses. Go, go, wayward sisters. Go, go, wayward sisters. Go, go, you mighty morphin wayward sisters. I don't know. I really forgot how it goes, man. Anyways, yeah. So they go in, or they fight off the monsters, and cuts back to Sam and Dean in the other world, and they're tied up. And Dean looks over at the black cloaked figure, and he's like, "Hey, Darth Dickhead!" And the black cloaked figure ignores him. That was a great line. Hilarious. And it beats on this giant skull, and it rings the dinner bell. And eventually, it shows that Sam and Dean should have been Italian plumbers at that moment. And it shows Sam's face, and it should have had an overdub of Luigi's voice saying, "Mamma mia!" And then it shows Dean's face staring at the thing, because they're about to be sacrificed to Donkey Kong. But Dean's face stares at the thing, and it's like it should be overdubbed with Mario's voice. It's me, Mario! And, yeah. And Kong's like, dinner served, bitches! And Donkey Kong is about to eat Sam and Dean. So Sam and Dean should have been Italian plumbers at that moment. Yeah. Anyways, Dean's trying to break free. Eventually Claire cuts him loose. Eventually Claire goes inside. She tells Jody she has to do it. Kaya goes with her. She tells her she'll protect her. She cuts Dean loose. Saves them. And, I look at Claire when she did it. And I'm like, I just said, haha, saved you. Yeah, because you could look at Claire and, overdub it. Yeah, that'd be funny. Anyways, so Claire saved Dean and Sam, and they're facing down with giant Donkey Kong and all this crazy stuff. And then fucking Dark Dickhead runs through Kaya. Claire's distraught. But Sam and Dean and Claire make it back through the tear, and the tear shuts, and Claire cries, for she lost Kaya. Sad. So anyways, to wrap it all up, we go on, Sam and Dean tell Jody to thank Claire when she's ready to talk, and they leave, and it's in Jody's house with the Wayward Girls, the Wayward Sisters, the Mighty Morphin Wayward Sisters, and they're sitting there, and Claire's writing in her journal, and she's decided that she's going to stay with the family and find the thing that killed Kaya and kill it. And the thing comes through a tear into the real world. And it removes its hood. And it's Kaya. Whoa. This like some kind of Jelly the One thing. This version of Kaya is a Dreamwalker too. And she dreamwalks and kills all the other versions of Kaya to gain their power. Yeah. So that's crazy. Kylo Ren. I don't know, I haven't seen the new Star Warses yet. But, yeah, I've heard the name Kylo Ren, so. Kylo Ren. There you go. Haha. That's funny. Yeah. Anyways, all in all, really good episode of Supernatural. Mind you, Sam and Dean were only in it for 5 minutes. That kind of was nuts. But everything was there. It was good. I enjoyed it. So that'll be Wolf 420's review of Supernatural Season 13, Episode 10, entitled Wayward Sisters. And I'm going to say, always keep fighting. Everybody have an awesome day. And be excellent to each other. And as always, people, peace out. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. While you're at it, drop a like and a subscribe. But I want to hear something here. Okay. Shit. I forgot. Oh, right. So next week, I don't know what's happening yet. And we did not see Mary and Jack at all in this episode. And I want to know what's going to happen with Mary and Jack. And I can't wait to see that. And I gotta wonder what's going to happen. And I think we're going to run into a problem with Michael and Jack and Mary. And I'm wondering if Mary, being the mother of two wayward sons, becomes the mother of two wayward sons in the apocalypse world. And the trio beat back the evil Michael. Gotta wonder. So let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on what's going to happen with Michael, Mary, Lucy, or Michael, Mary, Jack, and Kevin. And Lucy and Cassie are still in cages. Ah! No sign of them either. Son of a bitch. Anyways, that'll be Wolf 420 Supernatural Review. Season 13, Episode 10, Wayward Sisters. And everybody, have an awesome day. Always keep fighting, be excellent to each other. And as always, people, peace the fuck out.